Hi everyone, Drini here, and welcome to my channel. So with Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto markets pretty much doing nothing because it's either this is a giant accumulation phase before the eventual next leg up, or interest is really fizzling out and we are on our way to a major capitulation to the downside. Either way, most of our gaming cryptos are bleeding and most price action is either not doing anything or we continue to lose value from a USD basis. So today I'm going to talk about something different. Because ever since Axie Infinity and Gala Games really burst into the crypto space and caused a major scene by showing the world that GameFi and the Metaverse are really the future here. Now, the major problem that you may have is since their rise in popularity, when you check DApp Radar, there are now more than 1,500 NFT games out there. And given that we only have limited resources to properly invest in these things, you may be asking yourself a very important question. How do we properly evaluate these play-to-earn games in order to sieve out which ones are very good projects, which are the ones that I can hold for a long period of time, and which are the ones that give the highest probability of giving me financial freedom for years to come? And since this channel is pretty much just covering gaming cryptos where we analyze both the technical side of it and the market side of it and even the game side of it, so I'm going to share with you an evaluation framework that you can use in order to properly evaluate these projects so that you don't just ape into the next big thing. Instead, be able to identify projects while they're still young or be able to identify projects that you know will stand the test of time. So whenever I come across a new project, there are 4 main things that I look at in order to assess whether this project is for me. I call it the CCOD Framework. C stands for complexity. The other C stands for community, the O stands for originality, and the D stands for deflationary. So let me go through each element one by one to make it easier for you to understand. So the very first thing to account for when evaluating a play-to-earn project is understanding its complexity. Typically, the more complex the gaming and economic elements in that particular project, the better the project will be. For example, in the traditional gaming space, when you look at The Witcher 3, what makes The Witcher 3 great from a complexity standpoint is its gameplay is composed of multiple elements. You not only have the battle positions, you also have to deal with Geralt's equipment, Geralt's level, the items that you use in the game, the spells that you use in the game, and you have to equip Geralt with the proper skills and abilities in order to defeat whatever monster is in front of you in order to finish the game. So in the gaming crypto space, the card genre is a very good example of illustrating complexity in how it makes the gaming experience enjoyable. For Splinterlands, you not only have to deal with the hundreds, if not thousands of cards to build up your deck. When you account for each card, you have to deal with the stats that are in play, the abilities that they have, and the leveling system for the cards. You also have to account for the rules during battles, where you have customized rules per battles, customized mana per battle, and customized splinters for each battle. From an economic standpoint, not only can you earn with PvP, you can also earn on the leaderboards. You have tournaments that you can join. There are also guilds to account for and the brawls within those guilds. And of course, you can buy and sell cards. You can also borrow and lend cards. And all of these components make for a very satisfying gaming experience because there are so many permutations that you can have in order to not only have fun in the game but also earn in that respect. Gala Games in the meantime has a different complexity because its complexity comes from having access to multiple games that you can eventually play once all of these have been built. So a singular ecosystem using Gala as the main currency can now be used to enjoy all of this. As a Gala holder, you have access to a lot of perks and benefits. You also have a leveling up system with your account where the more games you play, the higher your level is, then the more access you have with particular NFT collections, etc., etc. This is Gala Games' complexity, and this is what makes it good. This is exactly why Axie Infinity continues to evolve, because what Axie Infinity is doing here, it is increasing the complexity of the gameplay in order for you to have multiple permutations of how you want to go about participating in the space. With Origins, you can now have adventure mode, arena mode, then of course you have to deal with the breeding component of Axie. You eventually have to deal with the land aspect of Axie, and with Origins, now you have parts that you can upgrade, etc., etc. So the second major thing that you have to account for when evaluating a gaming project is take a look at the community. On a basic level, when you join their particular Discord community, try to see how big the community is in the first place. The ones with the largest community, of course, would tend to have more loyal followers than others that only have small communities. However, just because a gaming project has a small community, it doesn't mean that it sucks. The second major component that you have to identify here is what type of community does that gaming project have? And there are a couple of criteria here. The first one is because there are three types of community members that really make the gaming ecosystem good. You have to have a good balance of guilds and managers. You have to have a good pool of scholars. But more importantly, you also have to have a significant amount of independent players who are investing their project on their own. You have to have a good balance of the three because all of them play a part in making the gaming crypto project work. Majority of the activity would be coming from the scholars, for example. The guilds and their managers, of course, would be providing the capital and the reinvestment of capital in order to keep the economy going for a particular game. And the independent gaming community would then provide the stability because the independent gaming community would have a mix of those who want to ROI and those who want to hold this project for the long run. The second criteria in evaluating the community is take a look at the quality of the discussions that they have in Discord groups. Because when you only have people in that community talking about number go up, you're not going to get anywhere. The best gaming projects have very deep discussions, not only about the game and its economics and how to optimize your gaming experience, but also on other topics. Do you have articulate members in the community that continue to spur fruitful discussions along the way? Another good thing to note is when a community has a healthy dose of critics and fanboys, then you know that you're in a good community because you don't just have an echo chamber. You have a proper community that continues to strive for growth because of constant discussions and constant debates. The third key component in evaluating a particular gaming project is how original or how unique are the ideas that they bring to the table. And there are two components here. The first thing that you have to note is take a look at the actual title itself. Anything with a crypto here, like Crypto Blades, Bomb Crypto, Blockchain RPG, My Crypto Heroes, Crypto Farms, World of Cryptoids, Crypto Dynasty, Zoo Crypto World, etc., etc. From the name of the project itself, you already know that this particular game does not have the originality or the uniqueness that it needs in order to stand out in the mass market. You would also figure out that when you actually research about these particular games, you would see that the complexity is very low, the community is not that good, because these types of games really only attract people who want to make the quick buck, then they're going to move on. The other main advice that I can give when trying to see the gameplay of a particular project is be very, very careful when a particular gaming crypto tries to wow you with graphics or gameplay. Because a lot of people don't know this, but there's such a thing as the Unity store. So the Unity engine, which is where most blockchain games are based off of, they have what they call here store assets so that game developers can either buy or try them out in order to integrate it in their particular game. This is an example of a Unity store asset that is based on polygons. So for example, this one is a Minecraft wannabe, for example, where gaming developers can easily just acquire these particular assets, plug it into a trailer, and make it look like their game is going to be awesome. What you don't know is these are already pre-built assets that they're just plugging into trailers. So be very, very careful of being wowed just by how the game looks like. So if you look at this is another example. This is only $18 where you can buy assets that quickly allow game developers to optimize their top-down game experiences. In some of the games that you will try to research, you will see that they don't even change the artwork. They literally just plug and play these graphics inside, fooling you into thinking that they built this from scratch. You can even have very complex models like this sci-fi character's mega pack, for example, where they make it appear that their sci-fi world is really quite unique with high resolution and their artists are great. Unfortunately, most of the time, they just took it from the Unity store. And of course, the fourth one to take into account is take a look at the tokenomics and make sure that the project is deflationary. If you're coming into a gaming crypto project hoping that you will use the game currency as your income in the future, if that particular token is uncapped, then you know what's going to happen. The value of that token will continually go down over time. Even a popular game such as Axie Infinity, when you look at SLP, for example, because it is an uncapped token, people are unfortunately using this as an income mechanism instead of just a utility in order to breed more Axies, etc. Then what's going to happen is the market does not respect infinite tokens for gaming projects. So I hope this helps. Best of luck out there in evaluating gaming crypto projects. If you like that video, please like, subscribe, and share this video to all of your friends, all of your family, all of your colleagues who really want to get into gaming cryptos.